to rebel. God created us with a moral compass to bring glory to himself. So how much power could God really have if he made us all like robots? That always praise, always worship, never broke a rule. He had to give us free will to come back to him, where it all started. So that's the first point. It's our nature to rebel. So that's one thing that can cause blindness. Another thing that can cause blindness is complacency or self-satisfaction. Also can be known as having a form of godliness, but denying its power. 2 Timothy says, there will be terrible times in the last days. People will be lovers of themselves, lovers of money, boastful, proud, abusive, disobedient to their parents, ungrateful, unholy, unforgiving. All of these things serve as barriers to really receiving what God has for you. Another thing that can cause blindness or spiritual anorexia are struggles. Life can harden your heart and cause blinders to become permanent fixtures in your heart and in your spirit. These struggles can come through just disappointments. It can come through stress. All of these things serve as interference or distraction. We become so overwhelmed with our struggles that we can't see our way out. The last thing that can cause blindness or spiritual anorexia is ignorance. Some of us just don't know better. We don't even know that some of the things and the attitudes that we have and habits are bad. Believe it or not, there are people that don't know that Jesus is their Savior. It goes back that far. Some people don't realize that the signs and symptoms they are exhibiting has led them into a dark place. That their condition is keeping them from reaching their destiny in God. But I need you to know that God knows your potential, blind and all. You have the power to overcome the works of the flesh. It's our human nature to rebel. Complacency is something that, we all, even if we admit it, we all do sometimes. The struggles make us weak. But you have the power to rebuke the enemy and anything contrary. 1 John 4:4 says, you, dear children, are from God and have overcome them, because the one who is in you is greater than the one who is in the world. So how do we begin to receive our healing? How do we begin to get restored from the spiritual blindness? You need to recognize three things. Number one, your body is a borrowed vessel. It's temporary and it doesn't belong to you. Your body will disintegrate after you die. Genesis chapter 3, verse 19 says, by the sweat of your brow you will eat your food until you return to the ground. Since from it you were taken, for dust you are, and to dust you will return. So I think, and this is probably one of the personal revelations that I've had in my growth, during my growth process in God, is this is all real, and yet it's a dream. It's a temporary vessel, and eventually we're really going to wake up, and our spirit will, and be able to become one with God. So I think my spiritual senses it was like one day I was walking outside, and it was like, I feel like I'm in a movie. It was almost like 3D. I saw the earth. It's hard to explain, but it's like, I feel like all of a sudden, I felt like all of a sudden I woke up, and like, I am not my own. Literally, I am not. All of this is borrowed. It's like a rental car. You need to get somewhere, you go get the rental car, but you got to bring it back because it's on loan. And, when you return your rental car, the representative, doesn't they have to walk around and make sure there are no dings and dents and stuff to see if it was tore up and whatever the case is. This is borrowed. And God, in the end, will be taking that walk around through your life, trying to see where the dings and the dents, what could have been prevented, what put out there for you, what went on there. So, really